am I talking about again? What's going on, guys? My name is AliX. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my top 3 favorite home gym equipment that you could buy on a budget to build muscle at home. So what I'm kind of starting to see is that a lot of people are making videos in terms of doing workouts with just your body weight, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can still get effective workouts with just using your own body weight, but to kind of add a little bit more diversity to what we're going to be doing at home with our training. My top 3 equipment that you could buy at home are resistance bands, a pair of dumbbells, and basically a pull-up bar that you attach to a door frame. First recommendation in terms of what workout equipment that I would suggest for people to buy is basically a resistance band. You can usually buy resistance bands either just one on its own, but what I personally would recommend is basically buying a pack with varying resistances. The reason why I like buying resistance bands when it comes to my workouts is because they basically offer 2 things. You could use them for definitely basically building muscle, but you can also use them for certain type of stretches. So there's a lot of exercises that you can do to kind of, work the back, work the arms, work the shoulders, work the legs using a resistance band. But you could also use them to help you with your stretching routine. And I'm gonna probably make some videos in the future about how to do stretches using resistance bands on its own. The pack that I have, I'll probably attach it to the link in the description. Just a disclaimer: I'm not sponsored or affiliated with any of these things, with any of these products. I'm just letting you guys know which ones that I would recommend. So I believe this green resistance band, it starts at about 45 pounds of resistance, and it goes right up to, I think, about 70 to 75. Going down from there, we have our purple band. This one here, I believe, starts at about 30 to 35 pounds of resistance, and it goes up to around 50 or so. And then with the black one, I think it starts at about 20 pounds of resistance, and it goes up to around 40. And then our last one here, which is our red band, which is the one with the least amount of resistance. This one's about, I'm gonna probably say probably around 5 to 10 pounds, and it goes up to maybe around 20 or so. Now, the reason why I would recommend buying resistance bands in a pack with varying resistances is because you could use these for different kind of instances. So for example, if I'm going to be working some of the bigger muscles, like let's say my back or my legs, I probably want to be using a resistance band that could provide more resistance to basically allow that muscle to work harder, because that muscle is actually a lot bigger compared to, let's say, for working our arms. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I would recommend buying a pack of resistance bands. If you can't do that, then I would just recommend maybe just buying one that you could use. So that's basically for resistance bands. The second item on the list that I would recommend to buy to supplement your workouts at home are basically a dumbbell set. Now, when it comes to dumbbells, what I would recommend is basically sticking with the hard plastic. That will usually save you it'll save you some money, rather than getting the ones that are full metal, full iron. Now, when it comes to dumbbells, obviously if you're on a budget, you're not going to buy a whole set of dumbbells. You're probably going to buy maybe 2 to 4 max. But as of right now, in terms of the actual weight that I recommend, so let's say if you're on a budget and you can only buy 1 set of dumbbells. In terms of the weight, what I would recommend is basically buying a set of dumbbells that are not too light but also not too heavy. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you want to buy a set of dumbbells that are moderate in weight. And the reason why you want to buy a set of dumbbells that are moderate in weight for your level of strength is because you have more ability to do more exercises with it. So for example, if I'm working some of the bigger muscles, like let's say again, like for example, like my back or my legs, and I have a set of dumbbells that are moderate, well, to kind of get that muscle to work efficiently, all I need to do is just basically add more repetitions to my workout. Now, if I buy dumbbells which are heavier, which are probably more ideal for the bigger muscle groups, again with the example of my legs and my back, they'll be more ideal because then you can get more of an effective workout with doing less repetitions. But the problem is, if you have heavy dumbbells, if you only have heavy dumbbells, you can't train the smaller muscles, like let's say your arms or your shoulders, as effectively. So that's why I'd recommend basically buying moderate dumbbells in terms of the actual weight to your level of strength. Now, the third item that I don't have with me, because I actually have, I luckily have the machine at my house, is basically buying a pull-up bar attachment that you can attach to a door frame. Now, the reason why I left the pull-up bar last on the list is because usually when it comes to kind of body weight training, someone has to be a little bit more, they're going to be past the beginner phase and more so into the intermediate. Buying a pull-up bar for your house is super convenient. You could just attach it to any type of door frame. I like to use a pull-up bar because you could work your back a lot, do a lot of pull-ups. You could work your biceps through doing chin-ups. You can even do a lot of ab work, like hanging knee raises and stuff. In terms of the pull-up bar, you're probably going to be looking at a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit more pricey. Now, in an ideal situation, ideally you want to be able to have all 3 of these items that I'm talking about. But if you're unable to afford all 3 at once, that's not a problem. This would be my recommendation based off your experience level when it comes to training. So If you're a beginner and you just started working out and you want to start working out at home and start using a little bit more equipment, I would recommend basically buying a pack of resistance bands. These are really easy to use. They're really good. You could train them. You could train your muscles in a lot of different variations, and you could also use these for different type of stretches. That's if you're basically a beginner. For an intermediate, I would recommend basically buying a set of dumbbells. Again, this one here is gonna be more so just purely in terms of action. Now, if you're an intermediate, I would recommend basically getting a set of dumbbells. Now, these are going to be more so purely just for muscle building. If you have a certain level of strength and you've been training for a while, that's where I'd recommend basically buying a pull-up bar. That way you could get an effective workout just using your own body weight. The downside with just getting a pull-up bar is that you're basically limited to basically back and arm movements, and you can train some abs, but you can't really train your legs or other parts of your body just using a pull-up bar. So again, an ideal situation, you're able to buy all three of these and basically use them together. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna be making videos in the future in terms of showing you how to use more resistance bands, not just for exercises for the muscle, but also stretches. I'm gonna be making more videos in terms of dumbbell workouts, and I'm gonna start using my pull-up machine that I have at my house to kind of show you guys some exercise that you guys can do at home. So today's just basically a video to kind of tell you what my main 3 recommendations in terms of equipment that you can buy for home. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see in terms of future content, and stay tuned. I got more videos coming on. So, all right, guys, see ya.